What is the benefit of having a living spiritual master or teacher? How does a true master empower his or her devotees or disciples? Okay, two questions. What's the benefit of having a spiritual master, a guru? The benefit, beloved, is, let me see, there are many ways I can explain it. I have an analogy, probably the most succinct one. I can get into all kinds of lofty rhetoric about masters and enlightenment and whatnot. But let me give you a very tangible, visceral example. Let's call the journey through life is like a minefield, on a battleground where there are landmines buried under the earth. They're there, they're explosive, we can't see them, we don't know where they are. And as you walk through life, if I took you to Cambodia or Vietnam and there was a minefield there that had a jillion mines in it, or however many, thousands, hundreds of mines, chances are most people would not make it across the minefield without getting blown up. There'd be a few who did, but those mines are put there to blow people up. And that's like a metaphor of life. There are certain times you walk and it's smooth sailing, and other times you have calamities, tragedies, traumas, explosive situations that really topple the apple cart and can cause harm and trauma, etc. So, the difference between, or the blessing, the benefit of having a master guiding your life is the difference between walking across that minefield by yourself and walking across the minefield with someone whose x-ray vision can see all the mines buried underground. Which would you rather do? No, for me, I'd rather hold the hand of the person who knows where all the mines are planted and say, yeah, you can get me across without stepping on one? I'm in. That's the simplest and easiest way for me to describe the ultimate, the greatest benefit of having a master, a guru. Now, getting into a little more detail about it, a spiritual master or guru, can look into what I like to call the blueprint of your soul. They can see the core, the essence of you, and they can see past the facade of your ego personality, of all your wounds and issues, of your cultural, emotional, mental, social, political, programming, background, parenting, all of that. They can see through to the core God essence of who you are and speak to and address that and bring that out in you. And that's priceless. That's something that has, there's a special gift in that. There's a special talent in that is not attainable through books. It is not attainable through classrooms and courses. It is not attainable through psychology. It is not attainable anywhere in the world except through the guidance of one whose consciousness is merged with and in the divine consciousness, because the gaze, the consciousness of God is in and using and working through that one directly for the benefit of you. There's another expression. I wanted to say it first prior to the one I just said, but there's an old saying. I didn't write this one, but I love this one. Teachers tell you about God. Masters take you to God. That's another one of the most direct answers to your question. What is the benefit of having a spiritual master or a guru? And there's a great difference between spiritual teachers and a spiritual master. A spiritual master is realized, as God realized, is merged in the divine and lives outside that realm of duality and polarity. And so that's why the saying goes that teachers teach you about God, and a master takes you to God, directly to the throne room of God, and can convey, you were asking the second part of your question, how do masters convey these spiritual powers and blessings? One of them is a God-realized being can deliver into you a direct experience of God vibration, of God consciousness, in numerous different ways, through Shaktipat, through revelation, through all kinds of ways that would take too long to describe. But they can give you a direct experience of God themselves. They have attained the ability, the power to do that. They also have, they also confer power into you because they have an ability to place volumes of light into your body and consciousness to raise the vibration. You know, everything vibrates at a certain octave of light, and a master can confer into your body and aura and consciousness higher vibrations of light than you're vibrating at. And they can do it exponentially more than can be attained by an individual on its own. And that's through the descent of grace, a power that's bestowed unto them, entrusted to them by the divine because of what they've attained. They are now given a blessing by the divine to be able to wield that power in a way that can directly bless and benefit people. And no other beings on the planet can do that in that way and to that degree. They also can transmute and do transmute enormous amounts of your karma, more so than can be done by any other human being or can be found or achieved or attained or acquired anywhere else in the world. And in some ways, which cannot at all be attained, obtained, or acquired anywhere in the world. They can move certain situations into you, again, being gifted with, bestowed, and entrusted with certain divine powers. They can move situations, like bending the hands of time and bending some of the laws of the universe to move situations in for your direct benefit, life experience, and move other ones, absolve you of other ones that you would otherwise have had, again, through the descent of grace. It's one of the blessings. And these are all ways that the Master confers power, the way the Master blesses you. And you've got this being who's a divine protector, guardian, muse, inspiration, watching over you all the time, and literally putting you on his or her shoulders to stand above and beyond all that they had to suffer and endure to get where they are. And you get the benefit of starting with standing on their shoulders and not having to, you know, work your way up the mountain the way they did. It's a tremendous, tremendous benediction that is in itself, in and of itself, priceless. So again, that's a mini, mini discourse on the blessings of having a guru or spiritual master. I could talk for hours, days on that subject, and maybe I will. So I hope that's been helpful. And that, beloveds, is a wrap.